Good day, viewers, and welcome to Africa Pulse Network. A major story is currently shaking Nigeria and the global community. Now let's get straight into it. Recently uncovered surveillance footage has revealed that a group of heavily armed bandits had been operating quietly in the outskirts of Kwaya, a rural area just a short distance from the Sokoto Prison facility where Nnamdi Kanu is currently being held. According to insider security reports linked to the drone operators, the footage showed the bandits occupying a cluster of bush paths and abandoned farmlands that serve as informal camps for criminal groups who move between Sokoto metropolis and neighboring communities. This discovery wasn't just accidental. A routine aerial sweep by a surveillance drone deployed as part of increased monitoring around high-security regions captured clear thermal signatures indicating multiple armed individuals hiding among makeshift shelters. The drone was able to zoom in and confirm that this was not a group of local hunters or farmers. These were organized bandits armed with rifles, motorcycles, and tactical gear. The moment the drone circled back for a second scan, the bandits realized they had been detected. The footage shows them quickly dispersing, grabbing their weapons and belongings before fleeing deeper into the Kwaya bush corridor, which connects several other rural settlements. Their sudden retreat prevented what security analysts now describe as a potential major breach, one that could have had serious consequences for the Sokoto prison and its most high-profile inmate. Let's pause there, because the implication of this close call cannot be overstated. For months, Nigerians have raised concerns about Kanu's relocation to Sokoto, a region that has witnessed continuous bandit activity, cross-border infiltration, and poorly mapped bush routes used by criminal gangs. Many have questioned why such a politically sensitive detainee would be held in a volatile zone instead of a more fortified, central location. Today's revelation only strengthens those concerns. From a commentary point of view, this incident exposes the fragile environment surrounding his detention. It paints a picture of a security system constantly on edge, stretched thin by the demands of protecting a single inmate who attracts national and international attention. It also shows the level of determination and desperation among criminal groups operating in the region. Whether the bandits intended to target the prison directly or simply found themselves too close out of coincidence remains unclear. However, one thing is certain: this was a warning sign. Let's also look at the symbolic angle of this situation. In many ways, the discovery reminds people of the biblical story of Daniel in the lion's den, a man surrounded by unseen danger, yet miraculously preserved. While we cannot draw direct spiritual conclusions, the parallel is difficult to ignore. Just as Daniel's life was threatened by forces positioned around him, so too does this incident suggest that unseen dangers circle around Kanu's confinement. Yet something, whether human vigilance or divine intervention, continues to push those threats back. The drone footage serves as a form of protection, a technological shield that exposed a danger long before it gained momentum. And in the same way Daniel was spared, Kanu appears to have been shielded from a far more dangerous situation without even knowing how close the threat had come. Now, looking at the broader picture, what does this incident tell us about Nigeria's security landscape? First, it exposes the vulnerability of certain parts of Sokoto State, especially rural communities like Kwaya, which have long served as transit points for criminal groups. While the military and police continue to maintain a visible presence in the metropolis, these outskirts remain hotbeds of bandit movement. The fact that such a group could establish a temporary base so close to a high-security prison shows how much work still needs to be done. Second, it highlights the importance of technology in modern security operations. Without the drone, this hideout would have remained hidden. The bandits might have continued operating undetected, and if they had strategic intentions involving the prison or its surroundings, the consequences could have been severe. Third, the situation forces authorities to reconsider their approach to Kanu's detention. It raises the question: why is a political detainee being kept in one of the most insecure regions in the country? If bandit groups can set up base a few miles away, What assurance do Nigerians truly have that such threats won't find their way closer in the future? The commentary point here is simple. The government cannot afford to treat this as an isolated incident. It demands a strategic response, not a cosmetic one. Now let's also acknowledge something important. While this was a victory for intelligence gathering, the deeper issues remain unresolved. The bandits fled the scene, but they were not arrested. Their weapons, movements, and connections are still active somewhere else. Their presence around Kwea only confirms what locals have long complained about, that these criminal elements blend easily into rural life, using bush paths as their safe havens. This raises another critical concern. If criminal groups can wander near high-security zones, what about the ordinary citizens living in these communities? What about farmers, traders, women, and children who are forced to coexist with these threats daily? This incident sheds light not only on the narrow issue of Kanu'S safety, but also on the broader reality of insecurity affecting rural Nigerians. As we reflect on everything revealed so far, it becomes clear that the story is bigger than just the footage. It speaks to Nigeria's ongoing struggle with rural insecurity, the challenges faced by military operatives, and the political weight attached to Kanu'S detention. Let me shift briefly into an opinion angle here. This incident should serve as a wake-up call for the authorities. Whether you support or oppose Nnamdi Kanu's cause is irrelevant at this point. The fact remains that his detention carries national implications. Allowing him to remain in a region where bandit mobility is high is not just risky, it is irresponsible. The government must reevaluate the security architecture around him, and if needed, move him to a more controlled environment. One close call is already too many. As we end this report, I want to hear from you. What do you think the future holds regarding this situation? Does this change your view on his imprisonment in Sokoto? Do you think the authorities are doing enough, or is this a sign that bigger issues are being ignored? Drop your opinions in the comments below, and once again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as we continue to follow this story and bring you every new development.